So we're going to change our stream title. On the GM random. All right. Let's go ahead and queue up. Get our first game. Gonna be paying close attention to the tooltip we get when we get into it. That way we know. Damn, back to bronze. Feels bad, man. Yeah. No, it doesn't. I mean, there's people down here gotta learn too. You know? Someone mentioned on my last YouTube video that I was being a little too advanced for bronze people, but I don't think it's good to just make simple, non-complex armies and things like that, because they're going to have to learn eventually. And the goal of the series is to progress up through the ranks, and this is, I think what we do to progress through the ranks. I try to be as convincing as possible. So we have our silver opponent named Atlas, a Terran player, and we didn't get any good tooltips. It's going to be a TVT on submarine. I'm going to hit him with the good luck, have fun. I didn't mean to worker split, just to force a habit. So, I'm going to set my camera location, so we're going to rally my SCV over there. Going to go up to 4. You don't really need more than 4. Going to keep the worker production up. We're going to go ahead and build our first supply depot. You want to build it at the ramp as a sort of beginning wall. That way no early rushes can get into your base, or Hellions later on. So we're then in TVT, you want to get your gas first, which is going to be between 20 and 30 seconds. So somewhere around there. Usually the 15 SCV, 15 supply mark. What's going on? We're then going to be building a barracks around the 40, and now we're going to start an SCV and then build a barracks. So your barracks should be going down around the 46-second mark. You want to build it 2 squares back behind this depot. That way your add-on fits nicely in the wall. We're going to be ready to put our SCVs on gas. I'm going to take 2 SCVs, put them on the gas geyser. I'm going to build a second gas because it's never a bad thing to go double gas in Terran versus Terran. We're going to tell them I'm Terran. SCV ready. All right. So we're going to keep our SCV production going up. Going to rally this racks to the other side. And we're just going to make SCVs. We're fine. SCV ready. So the goal of Terran versus Terran is to see who went for the more aggressive opening. You're working with the same units, so... okay. I don't think our friend here really believes me. Once the barracks finishes, we're going to build a Reaper, and we're going to build an orbital command. The orbital command allows us to have mules, scans, call down supplies, and then once we have 100 gas, we want to place our factory down. So we're going to be going into what is standardly known as a 1-1-1 composition, where you're going to be getting 1 barracks, 1 factory, and 1 starport. So, we're going to be rallying that across. We're going to go ahead and build another SCV and drop a mule. And you'll notice we're at 21 of 23 supply, so we're going to want to put a second supply depot down. Now, and we're going to left shift, rally it back to these mineral patches. And in TVT, you can either go for the reactor or a second Reaper, but I think a good start build is to always go for the reactor. We're then going to group our production on 3. That's what I do. We're going to keep our SCV production up. And this Reaper is going to go for some scouting information. We haven't seen anything he's doing, so we're just going to kind of figure it out. We're going to go ahead and build our starport and get a Hellion for safety. So we're just going to look around. We see a depot. I'm going to send him through. And we're going to keep our production up. At 25 supplies, when you're going to want to go ahead and get your 3rd supply depot. Doesn't have to be in the wall at this point. So I'm going to start building Marines out of my barracks. And then we are also going to build a tech lab on the factory. So this Hellion was for safety, and now we're going to be getting into our 1-1-1 composition. We're going to go ahead and drop our second mule. And we're going to go build a Liberator out of our starport as a little bit of aggression that we could put on without looking at it. All we want to do is be able to put pressure on without looking at what we're doing. So at 36 supplies, when you want your 4th depot going to go down. Now I'm going to go ahead and rally a SCV to go build my second command center. We see some Reapers coming in. We have plenty of units to deal with this, so we're going to A-move them over there while we get our second command center. A-move these. He's focusing on this, so we're going to focus on the macro. All you want to do is make sure you're still producing. We had enough to defend that. It was fine. Didn't kill any SCVs. We're okay. So we're going to rally these down to the natural now because we have a new base location to defend. And we're going to put this tank on the high ground. That way it's harder for him to breach. So with this Liberator, we're going to click once, twice, and queue it up. to go attack. We see more Reapers in the mains. We're going to take our forces, and I was going to say move them back, but the tank deflected them. We're going to make sure this SCV production stays on top of it, and we're going to be going for a bio follow-up. So we're going to go ahead and get a reactor on that starport and start a second barracks. Make sure our mules are continued to be dropped, as well as getting a 5th supply depot. The biggest thing is to make sure you're not getting supply blocked. Gonna be going for another tank here. Because we saw he had Reapers, I didn't mean to put that there. We're gonna be putting this in the main. That way, if the Reapers jump up, they're probably not gonna get very much done. So, gonna make sure we're still not getting supply blocked, and make sure our production's up. Our barracks is finished. I mean, our command center is finished. So we're gonna go ahead and get our second orbital, as well as we can go ahead and start some medevacs. We have enough Marines. Our Marines kind of need to get healed up. We look at the Liberator, see that it's doing some damage, even if it's just lost mining time. We're gonna put this siege tank down at the natural. And the first thing you want to do when this barracks is finished is get the tech lab. We want to be going for that stim pack upgrade that allows our bio units to move faster while also attacking faster. You want to make sure you are not oversaturated on either of your bases, and drop all your mules, those good things. All we're doing is macroing. We're not worried about anything that's going on his side of the map. We're focused on maintaining our position in this game. So as soon as the tech lab finishes, we're going to go for stim. And we're going to go for a third barracks, because we're getting to the point where we're mining enough minerals that we can afford all of this extra production. We're going to go ahead and build another supply depot. We really don't want to get supply blocked at this point in the game. It would be very unfortunate to get supply blocked. And
now what?
I'm gonna make sure our Marines producing out of all buildings. Gonna go ahead and start making some Vikings as well. We don't really care what happens to the Lib. The Lib's done plenty of damage. But the most important thing is to make sure your SCVs are going. Always. Never want to really miss cycles if you don't have to. We know just by the amount of missed mining time on that Terran base that we are ahead in terms of mining. So missing an SCV or two won't be the end of the world. You just really would rather not have it happen, you know? We go ahead and get more depots. We really don't want to make sure we don't get supply blocked. A third barracks. We're going to build a reactor on this one because we want the Marine count to be higher. And now that we have a sizable army and our stem's going to finish, I'm going to take this army. It's going to be comprised of 4 siege tanks. I'm going to put it on my 1 hotkey, and we're going to A-click across. And we're still going to focus on our macro at home while this is happening. I'm going to go to my 3rd base location I set with F3. And we're going to place that down, as well as keeping our production up. Going to go ahead and start engineering bay. Actually, 2 of them, because we want to go ahead and get our upgrades. So we're A-moving. Boosting those away. And we're going to siege our tanks and move across. I'm going to stem once, just to stem my army. Game's over. All we're going to do, we're going to go to our 3rd base from that point, and after that, we're going to set up to 5 barracks and go for a 1-1 follow-up push. That was going to be 2 pushes in succession to each other that were not even meant to end the game. All they were meant to do is put on pressure. GG. Very well played to my opponent. And we're staying under our 100 APM limit. You don't need a massive amount of actions to get these things done. I wouldn't do that. I'm careful. Good. All right, this is going to be a PVZ. I knew that based on the tooltip. So we're gonna immediately start our probes. It's the first thing we need to do. Type in the good luck, have fun. And set up our normal things. Put the bases on the right hotkeys. Set up the first location, the second, and the third. Now, in Protoss versus Zerg, you want to be walling on the low ground, because otherwise it's going to be really hard for you to secure a natural expansion. So we're going to put our pylon down here. Going to be leaving room to put buildings at the front. It's very important. Going to go ahead and start our next probe. We're actually going to leave this one down here to build the gateway. I just put mine on patrol. That's just something I do, I guess. So we're going to keep that probe production up, and we're going to build a gateway here. And go back to the main. And as soon as the pylon's done, we're going to chrono boost these workers. We got to stay on top of that worker production against the Zerg. We're going to build a gas at around 50 seconds. You're going to build your gas at around 50 seconds in every matchup, including PvP. So that's a good indicator for you guys. Going to keep these probes up. And, it's about a minute in, and I kind of want to know what he's doing. So I'm going to send a scout there. I'm going to shift-click him back to my minerals. That way he goes and gets me some info, and he comes back. All right, we're going to put on gas 3 out of 3 workers. We're going to rally another probe down to the natural. That way we can build our cybernetics core. You want to be doing this on the 20th probe. The 20th probe either builds the Nexus or the Cyber Core. But for you guys' sake, we're going to be going Cyber Core first in every matchup. I built this pylon 1 square too far, and that's why you see I can't put another building in between here. That's a mistake by me. Pylon placement, very important. And the next thing we're going to do is get our Nexus. This is going to be our natural expansion. It's going to allow us to move into higher tech options. And we see that our opponent is going for a hatchery first. So the thing we immediately want to do after our Nexus is get another pylon, because we are not going to have the supply to continue building. So let's get that. And then we're going to go for our second gas at about 22 probes. We're going to start Warp Gate once this Cybernetics Core finishes immediately, as well as once this pylon's done, we're going to start an Adept as well. Alright, so we're getting our Adept out, and I put the Nexi on the wrong hotkey. I put all my Nexi on 5. I'm still going to chrono my workers, because I'm trying to stay up, or we're completely focused on macro here, so we're not worried about anything else. Okay, and now this probe's coming back, and we see we're about to have 150 gas. In this matchup, I would always suggest going for the Stargate, which is what I'm going to do here. We're going to go for the Stargate. This wall is going to look very wonky because I misplaced my pylon. I'm still going to put more chrono boost into workers. We got the info we needed. We knew it was a hatch first, so there's nothing we really need to be worried about. I'm going to keep this Adept in my wall. And I'm going to finish the wall with another gateway, because I don't like how this wall is turning out at all. Going to chrono boost my probes, keep them building. And once the Stargate's done, we're going to make what I call the safety Void Ray. Which the safety Void Ray keeps you, it basically protects you from most Zerg all-ins. Now, a Zerg all-in can still win if they kill all your workers, but you have one Void Ray that can't be killed. That doesn't mean stay in the game. Casually, kindly GG and move on. Once we're at 39 supply, we want to go ahead and get our next pylon. I'm going to put that in the back. That way I can put some tech back there. And I'm going to chrono boost my Nexi again, make more probes. More probes, more probes. We're already at 35. Keep that up. I'm going to go ahead and get once I'm at 36, I'm going to get a third gas. And our Warp Gate's about to finish. So, I build 2 Void Rays in this matchup. I love to go Sky Toss here. So, I'm going to get a second Adept. And we're going to A-click this Void Ray around the map to look for Overlords. The Void Ray is the Overlord Hunter and the All-In Defender. So, now that we have about 41 probes, I'm going to go ahead and be looking to take my third base. You see I'm probably about to get a little supply blocked here. Even at the highest level, you do forget these small things. But I'm going to take my third, and I'm going to build a pylon right out next to it. Now this pylon is so that I can put these Adepts between the pylon and the Nexus and defend from any Zerglings or any other type of push that may come my way. So I'm then going to go for a second Stargate. And continue building Void Rays. We're going to go for the Sky Toss edition in this. So we're going to start our +1 air weapons, and I'm going to put a chrono boost into that. As well as start our 4th gas assimilator, that is, and keep going that way. Now we have the Void Ray checking around. He doesn't see anything, so we're just going to keep him at home for now. We're going to put our Stargates on 1 hotkey because they're not Warp Gates. We can't just hit W. And until I'm comfortable in my defense, I'm going to keep warping in Adepts. Adepts are kind of good all around for defending light, fast units like Hydralisk and Zerglings. So we see we have 19 or 20 out of 16 on this base, so we're going to transfer those over to the third, and we're going to put all of our Nexi and rally them by right-clicking to this mineral patch, and we're going to keep making probes. Probes. Our pylon's about to finish, but we're going to go ahead and start another one because we really don't want to get behind on that like that. Nexi is going to finish as well, giving us some freed supply, and I'm going to chrono the workers again. I'm already at 53 probes, but I'd love to be at 70 to 77 is about the range you want to be at. So I'm going to go ahead and get a safety shield battery. And we're going to keep building probes. I'm going to go ahead and get gases because I know that Stargate tech is very gas intensive, and I say about the 6-minute mark is when I'm gonna go for my fleet beacon. We're still building up a strong core of void rays to protect us from all attacks. And I'm gonna put those on one hotkey. Keep making them and rally the Stargates there. See, we need to build more pylons so that we don't get supply blocked. And we're gonna put on gas here. I'm gonna build quite a few pylons because I really don't want to. I want to keep it as far away from that supply blocked lane as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and build more production. Build a 3rd Stargate. Put that on the hotkey. And the first thing we're gonna get when our fleet beacon finishes is flux veins. We've built enough void rays at this point that we can feel comfortable investing in that. So we're gonna get flux veins and we're gonna chrono boost that, as well as chrono boosting our +2 air attacks, because the fleet beacon finished perfect timing with +1, so that allows us to go ahead and get +2. I'm gonna start some more void rays, and what we're gonna do with these void rays is we're going to click them to the main and not worry about them. You see, we have 72 probes, so we're gonna make sure we don't get supply blocked. Get a forge for cannon defense. And we're gonna go for a 4th base. You see, he's got a ground army that can't deal with void rays at all. So we're going to get a 4th nexus, and we're at 72 probes. Build a couple more, maybe. Gonna build more void rays. Chrono out our upgrades. We want those to finish first. Gonna go ahead and charge these up. Charging them up does not help them against queens, but it does against buildings. So we're just gonna click them and look at home. Make sure we're building more. I'm gonna go up to a 4th Stargate. And now we're gonna transfer some probes over here. Start the gas geysers and pylons. And there you go. We get the GG. Don't even have to look at your army. The whole premises of building more shit than your opponent will be true all the way up through, I'd say, about Master 2. Because at that's going to be the point where micro kind of becomes important. You know? Wow, guys. We did it. Poggers. Okay. I had way too much AP in that game. I felt it. I felt it coming. Nah. Let's go into the next game. It's that time of day. All right, our first gold opponent. We're going to say good luck, have fun, build our drone. And this is our first ZVT on submarine. Going to put our hatcheries on the right keys. 2, 3, 4. Build the camera locations. We're going to go ahead and build our Overlord, which we build it customarily at 13, and another SCV. So we're going to build a gas geyser, and I do a little drone trick. This isn't something you have to do, but it just, you gain about 6 minerals, and if you do the math, but it's not been very popular as of recent years. Just habit for me. Anyways, we're still gonna get to our normal 17 drones either way, whether you built them out for the Overlord or did the little gas trick. You can still rally that 17th drone down to the natural. And after this drone is being rallied, you are going, once it gets to the bottom, it's perfect time to build a hatchery. Hatch first is what we're always going to go for. And rally back up to the main, build 2 drones. Gonna build a gas geyser. We want to go for our 17 pool. So this drone's going to rally out. Rallying from larva is one of the most important things to learn how to do with Zerg. You definitely don't want the units to just build. You can put them on hotkey while they're in the egg form, and that is a very strong tool that every Zerg player needs to learn. So we are going to keep droning up for now. Gonna be going up to 19. And at 19 is when we're gonna get our customary overlord. And the goal for this game, it's submarine. So instead of going up to the normal 8-ish queens and 60 drones, we're gonna try to go a little more tech focused. That way we don't die at anything random. Getting our overlord, and we're gonna start our 20th drone, and I'm gonna rally that to the natural. Leaving on gas is fine. Don't really need to know how to take off yet. So, we're going to start our metabolic boost, which is our Zergling speed, and 2 queens immediately, as well as 2 sets of Zerglings, because you want something to deal with the Reaper when it comes. This Overlord's going to scout. We're going to put it on what we call the pervert pillar, and that way it can give us vision with impunity. We're going to start 2 more drones. We're going to put our drone rally to the natural. Just keep starting drones for now. Hopefully not lose this. We see the command center's on the way, so everything's looking as it should be. And we're going to start taking a drone down to take our third. You want to take your third between 2 minutes and 40 seconds and 3 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and start that. I'm going to hit an inject on the queen in the main and on the natural. And we're going to go for more drones. Now, we're going to build another overlord because we're at 32 of 36. The very important thing to not get supply blocked. I'm going to put this overlord on a different pillar. And we're going to keep building drones until we have about 170 gas. And then once you have 170 gas, you're going to place down 2 evolution chambers. So we're going to go for our double Evo at about the 310 mark. Now, off of 1 gas, this will perfectly finish up when you have 250. And 250 is what it takes to start 1-1. We're going to keep building drones for now, though. Our Zergling speed's done. So, but we see there's a bunker. There's no real need for us to do anything with these. We have 40 out of 44 supply, so we're going to go ahead and start our other overlord. Once these are done, you're going to start +1 melee attacks and +1 carapace. That way your lings will be super beefy strong boys that you have to look at even less. And we're going to build more drones. Alright, going to inject with our queens. And to keep building drones for now. But I'm going to reset my drone rally to the 3rd. That way, the new drones that are finishing will go out there. We're going to start our queen at the 3rd, because injecting is very important. Move that camera location over a bit. And I'm going to keep building drones. We haven't seen any sort of aggressive tendencies from this Terran yet, so there's no reason to do anything but build drones. 56 out of 58, so let's build at least 2 more overlords. I'm going to do 3, though. I'm going to send these overlords down in different positions. That way we can get some vision. The vision is very important in this matchup. You want to know what's coming at you and when. I'm going to build some drones. And at this point, we're already at 50 drones. We're going to be looking to take our 4th base, which is over there. All right, I'm going to keep my injects going. And we're going to start a lair. We have enough gas to start a lair. And once our 1-1's about halfway done, you want to make what I call a swell of Zerglings. This is so you don't die to any pushes and a potential counterattack. You have a lot of drones on minerals now. You probably have a lot more workers than your opponent at this point, so there's nothing to stop us from making Zerglings. See, we have 74 of 82, so I'm going to build a couple more overlords. Again, sending them to places where I have vision. If you look at my vision on the map, it's starting to look very nice. And make sure our injects are on top of them, like we're on top of these injects. And we're going to reset our drone rally to here and make more drones. We're going to add this hatchery to the hotkey and build what we call a macro hatchery. This will help keep your money low as you get more larvae from it. So we're going to make more drones. The end of drone count you want is probably about 78 to 80. Which is fine. Our 1-1's done, but our lair is also finished. So we're going to go for the +2. And we're going to go ahead and get our 2nd gas. See, our overlords are being killed, and probably a lot of them are going to die. So we're going to build a couple safety overlords, and then we're going to drone that gas up. 3 drones, but 2 more on the main. Make sure injects are going off fine. And I'm going to drone up my 4th some more. Start a queen there. Build a couple more Zerglings. Once we get 225 gas, we want to start ground carapace level 2. And I'm just going to keep making lings. We already have 16 on this base. So we're going to go for our 5th hatchery. Our 5th base of a hatchery. And we're going to make another couple rounds of lings. We have 70 drones right now, which is nice. We're going to go for a 3rd gas geyser and a 4th. This will allow us to get banelings. Banelings being the ultimate component to beat Terran. And at this point, we can go ahead and make a couple overlords. He's scanning, looking for our tech. Very good by our Terran opponent. But he's not going to find any because we placed it all in the natural because we're smart boys. So we're going to make more lings. Put them all in one position. Gonna go ahead and get that Baneling nest and replace the drone that's there. And you see we're floating a lot of money, so I'm gonna go ahead and get a couple more macro hatcheries. Every time you get up to about 1,000 minerals, there's no reason to not get some macro hatches. And you just keep that money down, and that's all you want to do. So, we have a lot of lings at this point, so I think it's time for that A-move strategy of just clicking across and going. I'm at 73 drones, so I'm gonna build a couple more for my 5th. 80 is where we want to be. I'm gonna build some overlords. I'm probably gonna go up to max out the supply. A move. See, the fight's not going great, but our upgrade advantage is truly making a difference here. Gonna keep making lings. I'm gonna put them in the hotkey by doing left shift and 2, which puts them in there. And GG. GG. Well played, sir. And damn it. It was the making lings because you just hold down the Z key and your APM shoots up to like 500. It's gonna do that. So yeah. We've now made it to almost bronze 1. And we will definitely continue on in this series. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the second episode of the Bronze to GM series as a random. If you guys did enjoy, please do hit that subscribe button. I love making these kinds of videos for you and the tips and tricks series as well. I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. And yeah,